Hey sixth graders, sorry that I'm not in the building today. I'll actually be in the building after first period, so I just missed you guys' period, but I did want to make this video so that you guys could stay on track with the other accelerated class so that you weren't falling behind. Today's lesson is pretty straightforward. It's still adding and subtracting integers, but this time we're looking at word problems. Since we are reading word problems, we do have to keep in mind our words that mean negative situations versus our words that mean positive situations. So you can just look at this table to see that below sea level is a negative situation, a debt or debit, owing money or taking money out of your account. Remember, when you swipe your debit card, that money is coming out of your account like a withdrawal. You just don't have to go to the bank to do it. Temperatures that are below zero. In terms of positive situations, you could be above sea level. You could have savings or credit, which is keeping money or putting money into your account. And then temperatures that are above zero. And you can see those are opposite situations, okay? Alright, so we're going to be looking for those words as we're going through these problems. I'm not going to do them all. Some of them I'm going to leave for you to do on your own, and then we can go over it tomorrow. So on Saturday, the temperature outside was negative 14 degrees. I'm going to underline that. So instead of saying 14 degrees below zero, they actually just gave us the negative 14. And on Sunday, the temperature was 20 degrees. What integer represents the temperature change? Well, if I'm trying to figure out the change in temperature, I'm going to go with that final temperature on Sunday, which was 20 degrees. And I'm going to subtract away that starting temperature of negative 14 degrees. So I'm going to do final minus starting. Alright, now 20 minus negative 14. Remember, when we're subtracting a negative, that is a special situation, but we do have our rule for rewriting subtraction problems as addition. So we can keep the first one the same. Subtraction can be written as addition, and we're actually going to take the opposite of negative 14, which is 14. So this problem actually just becomes 20 plus 14. What is 20 plus 14? It's 34 degrees. So how did the temperature change between Saturday to Sunday? It changed by 34 degrees, because if it was at negative 14, just to get to 0 degrees, it had to go up 14, and from there, it had to go up 20 more. So you can see 20 plus 14 is 34. Keep in mind that subtracting a negative is the same thing as addition, right? We talked about those two negative signs can come together to make a plus sign. We talked about how the only way to get rid of, which is subtraction, debt, is to add it in, or the only way to get rid of a negative is to add it. It's kind of like a double negative situation, okay, which we know becomes a positive. So Zachary borrowed $30 from his mom, so I'm going to underline that. And we need some key words here to determine if this is a positive 30 or a negative 30. Now, if this is $30 that he's borrowing, it's actually $30 he owes his mom, $30 he does not have. Okay, so we're starting with negative 30. He started off owing his mom $30. Remember, we're telling a story. So it says, then he needed another 50. So he started off borrowing $30, and then, that's my plus sign, right? And then what happened? He borrowed another $50. Okay, so how much does he owe his mom altogether? We are adding together two integers that are both negative. So we have a negative and another negative, which means we're just going to end up further to the left, or we're just going to have more negative. If they have the same sign, we're going to add them together. So that's 80, and that sign stays the same. So altogether, now he owes his mom $80. Okay? Alright, so last one that I'm going to do, and you guys can do the last three. Michaela has $200 in her bank account. Okay, that's money that she has in her bank account. That's positive money. She actually has that money that she can spend. Okay, she took out $60 for new shoes and then spent $40 on groceries. So we got $60 for new shoes, $40 for groceries. How much money is left in her bank account? Although this is a subtracting integers problem, it's actually a problem that you could have done before 6th grade because it doesn't really hit at negatives too much. She's starting with $200 in her account. We're going to take out $60 And then we're going to take out 40 more. And I'm just going to go ahead and solve this in order. So when she first spent the $60 for shoes, she had $140 left. Then she spent another $40, and so she now has $100 in her bank account. Okay, so you go ahead and answer the last three. Like I said, we can go over it tomorrow. Think about those key words that help you figure out what's going on. For this one, I want to challenge you. It says, what's the difference in their elevation, or how far apart are they from each other? When you get your answer, I really want you to challenge yourself to think, is this really the distance between them, right? If Lauren is 40 feet above sea level and her husband is 20 feet below, think about what type of answer you should get for what is the distance between them. How do I get from 20 to 0 and then from 0 to 40, right? What is my total distance? And that'll help you figure out what kind of answer you should get. After you finish this paper, you're going to go ahead and do the assignment in Google Classroom. If you finish that, you can work on your homework or do your iReady pathway, and I'll see you guys in a little bit.